alert tonight. Congress continues to inch closer and closer to the fiscal cliff. Many say a proposal needs to be on the table in the next week. Fox 35 anchor Ryan Elijah sat down with Florida Senator Marco Rubio talking about just that earlier today.
And joining us now from Washington, Senator Marco Rubio. And Senator, first of all, thanks for taking the time to join us. We speak of time, and everybody talks about January 1st as the fiscal cliff, but really isn't it just days away when you talk about the logistics of getting a bill, getting it to the Congressional Budget Office, a little more close to that deadline than some might realize?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. Look, I think the logistics of it can be worked out, and there's plenty of people around here. Some of that work is going on right now. A lot pretty clear in terms of what needs to be done. I think the more important thing is to give the economy certainty. You know, people are trying to plan for next year in terms of hiring or not hiring, investing in new equipment, what have you, and they want to know what the rules are going to be. They want to know it's something they can afford. So I think as much as anything else, the uncertainty is hurting middle-class job creation, and that's why it's important something get done as soon as possible.
And you just gave the weekly address, actually, for the GOP, and the one thing you've really talked about, tax hikes not being the answer. I guess when you look forward now, you talk about compromise. You know, where is that compromise going to come from? It's pretty clear both sides aren't going to get maybe 100% what they want here.
Yeah, but let's understand why that is. You know, the president's going around saying that what he wants out of the deal is to raise taxes on millionaires and billionaires, what he calls the wealthy. The problem is that that's not exactly what his plan does. His plan, and this is not according to me, this is according to a report that came out today by the Joint Committee on Taxation, which is a nonpartisan professional group. They say that basically the president's tax increase would hit about almost 1 million small businesses and would cost about 200,000 jobs next year. So we know the impact that it's going to have from a negative perspective. What's the positive of it? The positive of it is there isn't any. It pays for about 8 days worth of government. So it doesn't do anything for the debt, but it's going to kill 200,000 middle-class jobs. That just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. I think most people would agree that raising taxes on small businesses just because they make $200,000 is a terrible idea, and that's really what the president's plan does. It does nothing for the debt, but it hits 1 million small businesses and kills 200,000 jobs, not according to Marco Rubio, according to the Joint Committee on Taxation in a report that just came out.
When you look at Christmas break coming up, the president has already said he may send his family to Hawaii without him. I mean, do you think there is definitely a consensus that lawmakers are not going anywhere until this is done?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we have to take care of this, and I think the imagery, not to mention the practicality of being away from here while the issues are going on, is very, very problematic. So obviously, you know, there's a lot of the work that's being done behind the scenes in the short term, but there will come a time we need to be engaged, and I plan to be here throughout the duration of when it happens. I mean, obviously, we hope it'll get done so that Americans can go into the Christmas break with real certainty about the future.
All right, Senator Rubio, we have to leave it right there. We're out of time, but really appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you.